You're watching Shumpcast, the show the AFP doesn't want you to see. Your host, Tony Nardella and Dominic Sobara.
Welcome to the Shumpcast. I'm Tony Shump,
And I'm Domenic Antonio Sorbara. I'm not doing that song anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because you never bloody tape it when I do it.
I don't know why it does it. I think
Anyway.
I don't think Zoom like you're yelling and screaming and peaking, you know. Neighbours complaining.
I've got to wear glasses because you haven't even got a bloody
yeah. Today you look like a hitman for the CIA because today on the show we have Greg R. Parker.
The guy with JFK books.
Yeah, he's written a book on JFK about Lee Harvey Oswald. And it's the anniversary.
He didn't do it. Lee Harvey Oswald.
I think he did do it.
No,
he didn't do it.
No.
Oh, okay, well, we'll speak to him about that. And we're going to speak to him about the new files that have been released this year.
Yeah.
Over 80,000 files.
Who's going to read 80,000 files?
Well, that's another thing, you know. But, you know, some of the files haven't even been released. I mean, there's 80,000, but some of them are not released online. You have to go into the archives to see them.
So how many more is there after 80,000?
Oh, I don't know.
Was there another 20,000?
Oh, no, probably more than that. I don't know. Yeah. What if you thought? Well, we're going to find out about that with Greg R. Parker. And you know, like, majority of the Americans do believe that Harvey Oswald was not the shooter.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
The CIA was involved. The CIA, the government,
the mafia.
How's that? Your own government killing their own president? I don't understand that. I really don't understand.
Well, let's ask.
You know what I mean? So,
Mr. Parker.
Further, no more to do.
Greg Parker. All right.
Yeah,
How are you, Greg, today?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yourselves?
Yeah, good. We're doing well, mate. We're good. We're pretty excited to have you on the show.
Yeah.
We've had you on the show a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, and we're pretty excited.
JFK's anniversary.
You know, you're an Australian doing the JFK research, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so, Greg, the first thing I want to ask you is about your book there. And as you can see about behind you, you've got the poster there of Lee Harvey Oswald, the book you've written there, Lee Harvey Oswald's Cold War, which we'll talk about a bit later. Have you got a copy of the book there? You can show us?
I actually haven't. I learned it to my in-laws.
Anyway.
They couldn't find it.
Anyway, but the reason why we've got you on the show today, Greg, as I said, we are very excited, is we're going to talk about the new released JFK files, which released in March this year, 2025. 80,000 files.
80,000 files.
Have you read them all?
All of them.
It was actually 80,000 pages, but yeah.
Yeah, 80,000 pages.
So not files, but pages.
Files. Yeah. 80,000 pages files. Yeah. Is anything new in the in the pages there in the files there that you can tell us?
Well, mostly it confirms past suspicions. Top of the list would be that CIA were illegally operating a mail opening program. People have long suspected that was happening, but those March drops of the files confirmed that was not only the case, but it was happening on an industrial type scale. It was a massive operation. They employed 200 or 300 people full time, opening mail going to the Soviet Union. And you don't have to think hard about whose mail would have been amongst that, because living over there at the time was one Lee Harvey Oswald. So,
what did he do it? Did he shoot?
Did he do it?
Yeah.
No, mate. He actually had an alibi which they duped sixth, and then killed him so he couldn't dispute it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they silenced him to say, yeah, exactly, 100%. I mean, he was involved in the assassination, Lee Harvey Oswald, but he wasn't a shooter. I don't believe he fired at all. We know that. But there is one guy out there called Jared Posner, I think his name is, and he's written a book. He's very successful book, actually. I think it's a New York bestseller, that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. So, I mean, you know, people read all this stuff about, that. So,
the media in the US got behind any book that was supporting the government story. So That tells you about his success. He was actually busted several times, not for JFK stuff, but in other books he wrote. He was busted several times for plagiarism, for stealing other
Ah,
people's work,
Mm.
basically. So, yeah.
so what really happened then?
What really happened?
Yeah.
Oswald's alibi, which again they hid, but surfaced in recent years through notes of one of the FBI agents. The FBI agent had noted during the interview that Lee said he was on the steps watching the parade. He ducked out from finished his lunch, ducked
Yeah.
outside to catch a bit of the parade, and that's where he was. And there's actually film taken by NBC sweeping the steps at the time, and there's a figure standing in the back corner that looks for all the world like Lee Harvey Oswald. Everyone else
Eating his
standing
lunch.
on those steps,
Yep.
everyone else on those steps has been identified from their own statements about where they were. There's one person that's not identified, and that's that guy in the corner. For 10 years, me and a bunch of other people around the world have been trying to get those films released by NBC because a scan from the original film would be clear enough to identify who that person is. It's not clear enough at the moment because it's like a tiny little frame blown up massively.
What do you
But
mean you
the
can't
original
get it?
film, they won't release it. They won't give it. Just
Oh.
so
Mm.
I don't know if you know about the Lunar Committee hearings. Have you
No,
heard about those?
no.
No.
Okay. Uh, Trump set up a committee to look into government secrecy. Top of the list was the JFK assassination. So
Yeah.
she has brought in people uh, like Stone and people like that to give evidence about what should be released, blah blah blah, what hasn't been released, what we need. Now, me and a couple of other people lobbied in the background to have those films added to the list of what should be released. Uh, because with those films, we believe we can confirm that Oswald was on the steps at the time of the shooting, not up on the sixth floor. Um, there's actually a petition that was started in order to get the Lunar Committee to write they've already written the Lunar Committee's already written to NBC once. That didn't go well. We've set up a petition for them to try again, this time with a much more legally enforceable letter to threatening, perhaps subpoena power and all that to try and get those films out of NBC. Because we believe once those films are released and it can be shown that it was Lee Harvey Oswald standing in that corner, um, they've got no choice. They've got to reopen the case
When you
because
say we,
the
who's you and who?
me and members of the forum I was running, people like you won't know the names, but Ed Ladeau is one. Bart Camp, who has written a book on the subject, is another. Um, and they've been working very hard in the background. Ed has actually uh, formed relationships with people working on the committee, and he's been in regular touch with them to try and push this along. So we're making progress, but we're talking politics, and we're talking the US was shut down for a while, so that
Yeah.
slowed it down. But we're getting there slowly, inch by inch. We're getting there. As
Wow.
far as my book goes, I'm currently rewriting it because at the time wrote the original was 2015. In 2000, I intended the story that I took it to was Lee Harvey Oswald's biography, but it stopped at 1959. Okay, I intended to write another chapter or another few chapters to that to take it to
Yeah.
the end, but I ended up having a massive heart attack and I've only just started to rewrite the whole book. So
Yeah.
it'll start. because I'm rewriting the whole book simply because I've got new information about what I've already written. So I'm inserting that into it, plus adding the rest of the story from 1959 to 1963.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, um, what's the conclusion? I mean, there's 80,000 pages, right? How many more pages have to come out, and why haven't the other ones come out?
I'm not actually sure of the total figure because, to be honest with you, I'm not. Uh, I, it's information overload. I mean, there is such a thing. It's a real thing. If you deluge, if you pour information onto someone, like you see on forums and on Facebook, you'll see posts that go on and on and on. Most people can't read that or don't want to read that,
Yeah,
and they know it. So they win the argument because they just wear you out with
yeah,
information, and a lot of it's not relevant anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already released information in the past on Jack Ruby's mother's dentistry. Now, how the fuck is that
yeah,
relevant?
yeah,
I mean, it's information deluge. And
yeah, yeah,
it's covering up or making people sick of the whole thing and
yeah,
covering up what really happened, which was that Oswald was fucking innocent and framed.
yeah. So, are we ever going to find out what really, really happened?
Probably never will. I don't think. I don't think we'll ever will. I don't know. But they reckon I think they're going to release. They were supposed to release them at 2038. I think
That
that's
was a
back
question
then.
for Greg,
Yeah,
not
I
for
know.
you.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it?
There you go, Greg.
2000,
Before he
it was
answered,
all
because he
supposed
knows
to be.
shit.
Look,
It
I
was-
want to know where I can buy a replica Tony Mockdale wig. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I've got one at home.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that. Thanks, Greg. You're a good man. You're a good
Good
man.
man, Greg. Good
I'm
man.
going to flog your book too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We already bought the book. Yeah, we already
Yeah.
bought the book.
Yeah, but he lent it to
Um,
somebody and we haven't
Yeah,
got it
yeah. We
back.
haven't got it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
the trouble. You
yeah,
lend something and you never
I
see it again.
know. You
yeah.
think you're doing the right thing?
See, to be honest, though, Greg, I read it, and then he's reading it. He's nearly finished it, and he said he has trouble understanding it all. And I said, mate, you might have to read it again. He reckons it's pretty full on, pretty in detail, sort of thing. So
Yeah,
what's
well,
going on? It's a very good book, actually. But yeah, I think it's the sort of book you have to read twice. I believe, anyway.
it's not for beginners. It's not for beginners.
No,
No.
Yeah.
And I
no.
have to be honest with you, the new version is going to be worse. It's
But
an
what I want
even
to ask you,
deeper
Greg,
dive.
yeah, sorry, Greg. I want to ask you a question. I mean, he didn't fire the shots, but he left the building and he ran off. He ran off and jumped on a
No,
bus
no,
and, went to his rooming
that
house. I
that's
never
the official
understand that.
story.
Well, let him talk.
Yeah.
That's the
Sorry,
official
Greg.
story. Disregard disregard the whole fucking thing. It's a lie. Okay. He again, according to notes taken at his interrogations, the head of the Secret Service noted that he went straight from the Texas School Book Depository to the theatre. He didn't stop off anywhere, didn't get in a taxi. I mean, the cab driver described him in testimony as looking like a drunk who'd been on a 2-day bender and was just coming down off that. And he described him as having like about 3 or 4 layers of clothes on, and slow, not worried about anything.
It
And he
wasn't
dropped him
running.
off,
Nah.
and he dropped him off about 5 to 7 blocks away from where this supposed place was where he was staying. So it wasn't Oswald in that cab. I mean, Oswald didn't look like a drunk. He didn't act like a drunk. But what he was describing was someone that was a drunk at the time who would wear everything they owned to keep warm in what
Yeah.
was the coming winter. So that's how you keep warm if you've got nowhere to stay in winter. You wear everything you've got and sleep out. I think what's happened is that this guy was a drunk. He was coming down off a 2 or 3 day bender. He got hold of some more money, had enough to rent a rooming house for a few nights, So he got him to drop him off at a rooming house near the one where Oswald was living. So that story is total bullshit about the cab driver. Or what the Secret Service recorded during the interrogations was that he said that he caught uh, buses plural straight to the Texas theatre. So he would have hopped one bus, got off because he would have had to change to get to the theatre, and that's why he had that transfer. So those simply transferred or swapped the transfer out that he had for one from McWhorter's bus, so that they could say he was on that bus. But McWhorter's the bus driver, uh, even said he thought he was there to identify a guy that laughed when news of the Kennedy assassination was announced. And his name was Milton Jones. He eventually found out who that was. And it was a little teenage guy, about 18, 19 year old. Um, and that's who he thought he was there to identify. He identified Oswald out of the lineup as looking the closest to him because he was the shortest guy in the lineup. All the others were freaking detectives and jail attendants, big burly blokes wearing jackets and suits. And Oswald standing there with a messed up t-shirt and a black eye. Not hard to pick who they want you to pick.
Yeah. So they set him up from the start.
Set him up.
Yeah.
Patsy. I'm just a patsy.
Well, honestly, he was. I know. You think that he was involved in some way, and I know a lot of people think that. And
He does.
That could be true. Okay, I can't disprove that. But what I can prove was that he wasn't a shooter, and that's what my main aim is, to prove that he wasn't a shooter, to prove that he was on the steps, that his alibi was fair income, that he was completely innocent at least of shooting. Then, I mean, I'm not a detective. It's not my job to try and find out who did it. Okay, that's I see my job as trying to get the case reopened. That's what I'm trying to do with the alibi stuff and my book.
Yeah.
And once it's reopened, then they can decide if it wasn't Oswald, they can work out who did it. That's their
What's
job.
the chances? What's the chances of you getting this reopened?
Slim. I mean, but unless I'm not going to die wondering about anything in my life. I'm a crash or crash through person. Well, I think you guys are the same. Looking at your heads.
Yeah, I've been through a few more windows than you.
Now,
you've bashed a few heads.
Every year I watch the JFK movie, the Oliver Stone movie.
Yeah.
That was done, what are we, 91, 90, so a long
80,
time ago. 91 it was,
Okay.
long time ago. But what do you think of the movie? I believe it's pretty accurate of what happened, sort of thing. I mean, it was a long time ago. So what do you think of the movie JFK and Oliver Stone?
Oliver
How he does,
Stone's
he keeps doing research on JFK.
Firstly, a magnificently made film. I can't remember whether it won an Oscar, but it should have if it didn't. He got some things close to being right, some things terribly wrong, but that's to be expected given the state of the information that he had to work with. So I give him a pass mark for it. His stuff on David Ferrie is probably the best part of the film because David Ferrie was influential on Oswald's life. Other stuff, well, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I think the movie itself was a worthwhile effort because it paved the way for the Assassination Record Review Board, which
that's right.
orders the release
100%.
of the files to start with. So for that alone, he deserves our gratitude.
Yeah, because he's obsessed by it too, isn't he, Oliver Stone?
Oh yeah, he just released a new DVD called Revisited, which is about 4 hour documentary. I've seen one part.
Why is it so fascinating? Why does everybody want to find out?
Everyone loves a mystery.
It's a mystery wrapped up
Yeah.
inside an enigma.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, I'll
Yes.
guarantee there are people on the internet.
Yeah. I got the
I'll
thing about
guarantee there are
JFK.
people on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about the JFK movies, Joe Pesci doing David Ferry. I mean, I'm a bit fascinated with David Ferry because I do believe he was involved in the assassination, but there's not a lot of stuff on David Ferry if you look him up. Do you believe he was involved in
Well,
the assassination?
I broke new information on him in my book, so
Oh,
it,
okay. You got to get the book before we. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
Well,
um,
then get the book. I want to find out something about you and your band. That's what I want to find out.
Yeah, it's called Joe Darcy and the
What's going on with the band, dude?
Yes, you're a rock star.
Yeah.
You're a bit like us, Greg.
Yeah. Want to be rock stars.
You're talented
I'll,
like
I'll have a
us.
go at it. I'll have a go at anything. Um, Look, the band isn't real. It's AI. I write the lyrics. That's all I do.
Oh,
AI does the
shit.
rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So you've got,
But the
well, you got a AI guitarist, bass player. What? Do you sing?
yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah. And like I said, I just write the lyrics. Tell the AI what sort of music I want, what sort of sound I want, what sort of genre, what instruments I want, whether I want a male or female vocal,
wow.
Fair
and
income.
it takes my lyrics and creates a song.
So you
The
can do
reason
all
I
that
do
stuff with
that,
AI.
yeah, the reason I do that is because I've been wanting to be a songwriter all my life,
Yeah.
but I can't sing for shit, and I can't play a musical instrument, and I could never break into the music industry or find someone to write songs with.
Yeah.
But I look at it this way, Bernie Taupin and
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, from
Elton John.
Elton John,
Bernie
yeah.
Taupin,
Yeah.
Elton
Yeah.
John. Okay, well
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. I'm the Bernie Taupin writing the
Yeah.
lyrics, and AI is the Elton John part.
Yeah. Well,
It,
what
it,
can you
it creates
release
the
songs
music.
like that, like onto the like on the radio and all that?
You have
With
Yeah,
AI stuff.
he's got him released,
I'm
yeah.
getting radio play now. I've been played in Australia, New Zealand, and Brazil.
Did you get good money?
You can't to get because it's not a real band. I can't go out and play, and that's where the real money is
Okay, so doing gigs.
live
Yeah.
gigs. Okay,
Like,
to get money off radio plays and streaming services, you've got to be up there in the Katy Perry level. You've
Okay.
got to be
Yeah.
you've got
Like
to
a
be
Beyonce or something.
yeah, if you need a
you,
drummer,
you, you,
I can play drum. I'm a
you,
very,
Not to
you,
sing.
yeah.
Yeah.
you,
You know what
you've
they
got to
call me,
have
Greg?
millions of followers.
You know what they call me, Greg? The dentist drummer. I fill in all the gaps. You
I'll
like
use
that
you.
one?
He's only used that about
Yeah.
400 times.
Yeah, there you go, mate. There you go. Anyway, no, should have one question before we go about Operation Mongoose, and you got quickly the Bay of Pigs. I mean, what's it with these animals? I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on. Operation Mongoose. I know that was all part of trying to overthrow the Fidel Castro or something.
Well,
I don't know, but
a mongoose was an animal that was used to get rid of snakes. So
oh,
they're saying
exactly.
they're saying
Yeah.
Yes,
Operation
Yeah.
Mongoose.
yeah,
Castro's a snake. We'll give
yeah.
Operation Mongoose.
Yeah.
What was the other one you said? There's generally a
Oh,
reason
Oh,
for the
Bay of
names.
Pigs, the
Bay
Bay
of
of Pigs.
Pigs.
Oh, the Bay of Pigs. Well, that was actually the name of that was the English name of the bay that they attacked. So that was all that was. It
Yeah,
was
because
the
I've
actual
heard
name.
Bay of Pigs in a
Bay of
movie or
Pigs.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been around for a
Yeah.
while. But yeah, anyway, it was a bit of a disaster. That's probably that's where it started, sort of thing. So um, yeah. Anyway, we've got to sign off there, Greg. We're running out of time.
All right, mate.
I want to.
Appreciate.
Oh, you look like you've been sort of darked out a bit, because you don't want people to know who you are.
Yeah.
Actually, you're starting to look.
Well,
Yeah, you can start. We can see you are. Yeah. Was that done specifically so people don't sort of?
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
mysterious, mate.
You want to be incognito?
Incognito,
You
mate.
could have
Yeah.
been.
I'm not a front man. That's why I just write the lyrics of the songs.
Okay.
I'm
You
not the
could have
front
been one
man.
of the assassins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I need the wig so I can go out.
We got plenty of wigs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know you've been watching our skits on YouTube. Are they getting better or worse?
Worth.
No, there, there was one that I didn't chuckle at, but I'm just being honest with you. But the rest have
Yeah,
been,
no, we
you,
we
Yeah.
need all the
you,
criticism and that.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've got this new
but
bloke,
but the
Ernie.
but the rest have been hitting some nails. So
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Well,
mate.
we've got this the Carlton knockabout bloke
Oh,
who's giving
yeah.
us a couple of yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like Jason Stratham.
Yeah,
You
look,
know the one? He's coming
yeah,
up with a few
so
ideas.
the,
Yeah.
Go on,
yeah,
Jim.
yeah.
Go on, good.
Anyway,
All right, mate.
thank you very much for being on our show.
Yeah,
And that looks
appreciate
mad. Look, yeah, there's Greg in the middle with
Yeah, I know.
the two Oscars
With
on
your
the side.
in the background, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
It's called Lee Harvey Oswald's Cold War, and you can buy it on Amazon.
Buy it on Amazon, but I probably shouldn't say this, but anyone who's really interested should hang on and wait for the second.
Second one, and when's that
When's
coming
that
out?
coming
second
out?
one. Well, it's only half written at the moment, so it'll be a while yet. But
Right.
buy this one
God,
in the
must
meantime.
be hard.
It's only $20 or something. So
Well, you had to read 80,000 pages.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah, it's taken a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you read 80,000 pages?
you don't. That's the whole idea. Like
Yeah.
when the Warren Commission came out, Alan Dulles said, "Don't worry about it, guys. No one's going to bother reading this."
Yeah.
And he
So
was
that's how they
right.
get away.
Yeah.
No one. Even people who say they've read it, I reckon have only read a fraction of it.
Yeah.
The Warren Report, that was 26 volumes. Unbelievable. I might get that for you for Christmas.
Yeah.
You can read that over the Christmas holiday.
I'll just watch the movie.
Yep. And there you go, Greg. Oh, thanks very much.
Thank you very, very much for
Appreciate
being on
your
our
time.
show.
My
Don't hang up.
pleasure,
I've got
guys.
some prizes for you.
Yeah, don't hang up. We've got prizes.
We've got some prizes for you.
What about a big hand for Greg? Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Okay.
Greg Parker, he was all
Greg,
right, wasn't he?
Yeah, Parker, how good was he?
JFK.
Again, well, we still don't know who shot JFK, so we'll just have to keep
after 80,000 pages, we still don't know what's going on.
I know.
Release all the other pages too.
Yeah, well, I've got annual leave coming up, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You reckon 4 weeks enough time to read 80 pages?
Yeah, no.
80,000 pages. Bloody, that's a lot of pages anyway. Like I said before, I don't know if
The sun's going down.
Yeah, the sun's going
down.
Yeah. But anyway, good to hear from him.
Yeah.
And he had a few issues there, but he's looking all right.
Yeah.
He looks like a bit like Russell Crowe there.
He does too. He said he was going to come and do a couple of skits with us. Yeah, he can be like Spartacus.
He can play like Maximus.
Yeah, Maximus.
From
Gladiator.
Anyway,
Right.
so if you like the show, please subscribe Apple, Spotify, on YouTube too. Our YouTube channel. We got skits and podcasts on there now. That's the Shumps.
Greg liked a couple of them, didn't he?
Yeah, he likes it.
But he didn't like some of them too.
He didn't like some.
No.
Which ones he didn't like?
Well, no, a few he didn't like.
Well,
you can't like everything.
Well, I might have to have a word to him.
Well, hurry up, let's sign off.
Maybe pay him a visit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, Anyway, so please subscribe, Apple, Spotify, wherever you podcast. Like I always say, there should be more people like Greg R. Parker than you, Dom Sabah.
there. Anyway, get sign off.
I'm Tony Shumps.
And I'm Dominic Antonio Salvada.
And we'll see you next time on
Shumps.